Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from EJSLLC.com, and this is another video in my series of RHCSA practice sessions in preparation for my Red Hat Certified Systems Administrator exam, which is coming up pretty soon. I want to remind you that this isn't necessarily considered or to be considered authoritative information, though I am trying to give accurate information with this. These are more designed to give me an opportunity to talk about these topics and demonstrate some things to assess if I truly know what I'm talking about. And also for you, perhaps I might show something in a way you haven't thought of before, and it might help you with your own studies toward the RHCSA exam. Before I dive in, I want to remind you, if you enjoy the content of the video, make sure you click like, and also subscribe to the channel, ring the bell when you do, so you can be aware of when new content comes out. So for this video, I'm going to be looking at the last of the objectives within the Create and Configure File Systems section of the RHCSA exam objectives, and this is Diagnose and Correct File Permission Problems. So this, I'm going to set up a little environment here and kind of go over some things to check as far as diagnose and correct file permission problems, because I make a problem for myself and I obviously know exactly what I've done wrong, and so therefore I need to fix that. What I'm going to do in my terminal here, I'm actually going to install Git, or the minimal version of that, because we're going to clone something that I made a little while back when I was first messing with access control lists and wanted to have a little script that would make me a test environment. So sudo yum install, we're just going to get the core version of Git. I don't need all the stuff. And we'll install that. And what I'm going to be downloading is, so I'm going to download it to here. So git clone https, and I'll put a link to my GitLab repository. There's not a whole lot of stuff in there now, a little bit of PowerShell with this one little bash script, and I'll eventually be making some more stuff for that. So gitlab.com/Eddie Jennings RHCSA practice.git. Right, so that should give us a directory, and I'm actually going to run bash as a administrator because I know I need to, or as administrator, here's my Windows talking, run it as root because I know I need to have that for this particular little script. It'll ask me to make a user. We'll do user 1, yes, we'll set a password, and then call you user 2, yes. We'll make group, let's call it group 1, call next group 2, that's correct. We're going to put user 1 into group 1, we'll put user 2 into group 2, and that is it. So what this has done is made a couple of groups, added the users to it, and also it has created this RHCSA test folder. And within that, some subfolders. Actually, yep, and that makes sense because permission is denied because of how I have my my test set up. So I will need to be either root or a part of that. So let's go ahead and sudo into root. Or I guess we could do this here. So the issue is my. And then you think about that, I could hit this. Hit this objective with my own little thing here. So the problem is, let's say that I need to be able to access or list what's in these files, and I'm getting permission denied. Well, if I look at the permissions that are there, /L, we notice that other does not have access to it. Group 1 does, group 2 does, root does, but other does not. So let's see what I could do. I think I can, what's that command? There's a command where I can put myself into another group temporarily. What is that? I think it's change GRP. Let's do a man for that. yeah, change group ownership. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. There's another command that lets me change the group that I am in temporarily. I'm trying to remember what that is. All right, so let's -K, let's do GRP, see what comes up here. New group, that's it. So we want to, I want to log into a new group or change to a new group. Well, it's going to be the same. So man new grp. All right, new group command. Let's see what we need to do. All right, so I want to new group, and I'm going to add myself to group 1. See if that does what I want. Of course, it's wanting a password. So, and of course, I don't have a password on that group, so that's not going to work. Well, another thing that I could do is sudo usermod AG and just add group 1 to my user account. And let's see if that will let me no, because obviously I'm not a part of that yet until I've logged in and out. So let me log in and out. So I'll be a part of that group. Alright, and let's see if I can ls that directory now. Come on. There we go. Got my terminal. And let's see if I can ls group 1 now. And I can. Let's see. Projects private, projects public. Let's do /L. All right, so we have that. Now, another way I can handle this, let's say that I'm in a situation where I don't want to add the Eddie user to group 1, but I still want Eddie to have access to the folders that are in there. All right, so how can I do that? That's where your access control lists and such come in. So let me sudo is it user. Let me take a look at user mod. I can't remember off the top of my head how to remove somebody from a group. I think group mod actually is going to be the way to go. Group mod. Is that what I want? Let's see. It's one of them. Group mod. Or maybe it's group password D. Or G pass WD. Where is it? That's it. So G pass WD. There you have on the exam. That's how you would figure this out if you needed like crap, I need to take this person out of a group. So, and there's obviously more than one way to do that. So let's do sudo G pass WD -D Eddie group 1. All right, and let's do ID. Still shows me as that, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be gone once I log out and log in. So let me do that real quick. No, not account settings. That's one thing, the terminal that's here is interactive shell versus a login shell, so I can't just log out from the terminal. And here we go. And there we go, I'm no longer in group 1. So So the issue is I want to be able to access what's inside group 1 and not be a part of group 1. So we can do some access control lists. So I'm going to go ahead and go into root because I'm going to need that for this. And let's see how well I can remember my access control lists. All right. And git facle group 1 shouldn't be anything there. So what I want to do is set FACL. I'm going to modify these, and I want to do, see how well I remember this. So user colon, see how well I remember. It's going to be the eddy user colon, I want to have full rights RWX group 1. Nope, invalid option. Let's take a look at set FACL. Thought M was what we need for modify. See if it shows me an example. So user UID perms, yep, that looks right. Examples, no, set FACL, colon user. All right, so that's for files. Is there anything special for directories? I don't think so. -M. We have, you have your default ACL, so why did it not like M? Maybe I don't need to do -U. So let's see what happens here. All right, and ls-l, we now see the plus sign. So that's why it wasn't -U, all that, it was just U. So -M was correct. I thought that was. So if I get FACL, group 1, all right, so I now have read-write permission for that particular folder. So let us get out of root, come back to me, ls group. Let's see if I can ls group 1 now. And I can't, so let's change directory into group 1. I see that. I don't believe I'm going to be able to change into projects private. Nope, permission denied, nor will I be able to ls that, because that did not propagate down. So, trying to remember if there's a way to recursively set access control lists. So, when in doubt, set FACL. Let's keep wanting to do ACLT. See if there's a recursive option. I don't believe there is, though. Ah, there is. -R. Stand corrected. All right, so let's do that. Let us sudo set FACL. We're going to modify. We're going to do recursive. Eddy read write execute group 1. Maybe help if I spell the command right. So it's complaining about, it's probably complaining about the R. So let's take a look at the man page again. I guess this means between now and my test, I need to brush up on my access control lists. Apply all operations to all files recursively. You know, I'll bet I need to do that before the M, or maybe after the whole thing there. Let's try it before the M. And that makes sense because I'm already in there. So let's go back a level. Okay, so ls-l group 1. Making all sorts of little mistakes here. Yep, and it has that, and they both have access control lists. So let's get FACL group 1. Project's private, and there I have an access control list for me. So it's kind of a little contrived thing, but that could be fixing the problem of we need to get Eddie full access to these directories, and we can't add them to a group 1. You can do that with access control lists. And I would imagine for the actual exam, really there's no one set approach to this. It's kind of like what's broke, use the tools that you can. If you cannot list the permissions of a group, such as let's say the other user doesn't have any permissions, just like in these, you can probably sudo in the root and then use from that account checkout permissions and then be able to make some changes. So hopefully you found this useful for you. If you did, click like, and thank you for taking the time and to watch rather, and I will see you the next time.